Well, hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be making a loose leaf art journal out of just some stuff that I have at the house. I thought it would be a good idea to recycle some of these things and make a fun art journal while we're at it. So, and of course you can go buy, something if you feel so inspired after the video, but I just really wanted to make this a very easy DIY that was, on the cheap side, budget friendly too. So what I have today is I'm just using some packaging. This is just lightweight, very flexible cardboard that my Stabilo Woodies came in. I thought that was fun to make new art supplies with packaging from art supplies. But you could use any lightweight cardboard, probably like a cereal box or a cracker box, something like that. And so I'm going to be making the cover using this. And the pages I'm going to make out of this Canson XL watercolor paper. This pad is 11 by 15, so it's pretty big. But we'll be able to make, like a mini-sized journal out of only one sheet of paper. And that's going to give us 12 surfaces to work on. So I thought that was pretty good. So we'll use these. Now, I happen to have these little plastic disc binders just because I'd bought them a while back and they were obviously on clearance for $1.50. So, of course, I snagged those up. And I do have this We Are Memory Keeper punch board that I'm going to punch the holes for these. You don't have to have this. Use whatever you have. And if you just have a standard hole puncher, that's fine. You can use that, and then maybe like these little rings, binder rings. I keep my stencils on some of these. So you could use those guys. You could even just tie some twine through the holes. But I thought it would be really nice to be able to take your pages out of your journal and then put them back in like when they're dry. So I thought that would be good. And then just something to cut your paper with. You might need a paper trimmer and then, ruler and a craft knife if you want to use that. So, all right, let me show you. This is just going to be construction. I will do another video where we actually decorate the front and then do some fun stuff on the inside. So, let's see, my pages. We'll start with the inside. I gotta find what I did with those. Where did I put my pages? Oh, there they are. All right. So in taking one sheet of an 11 by 15 piece of watercolor paper, you're just going to cut it. Okay, this is what the pages look like, what size they turned out. And they are 5.5 tall by 5 wide. So just a little more, not a square shape, just a little bit taller than they are wide. And then, so in order to get that size out of this paper, all you have to do is make one cut through the center, just divide that in half, and then you'll cut that into thirds. Each part will be 5 inches, and then just cut 1, 2, 3 times, and that will give you 6 pieces of paper for 12 surfaces. So that's pretty good out of one sheet of paper. All right. And then for this, what I did, I just cut the lid off the box on these guys. And this happens to be like almost 7 inches. which is a little too tall for my liking. So all I did was take my page, one of my inside pages, and I do, just for me, I'm going to go all the way to the edge here on the left where the binding goes. But I would like to have a little tiny bit of space at the bottom and a little tiny space at the top. And also this edge too, just to give me some extra room so the pages are not all the way at the edge. Now you can make them the same size. It's completely up to you. But I'm just going to get like a marquee. I guess that's like a marquee, a marker Sharpie. Oh, good grief. You know what this thing is? It's a Sharpie. We're going to use that. And I'm just going to go around and just put a little bit of a lip on, kind of mark where I want my borders to be. So I really just want like a little, I don't know if that's a quarter of an inch. I really think it's more like an eighth. Then this one, I'll put a little mark right there. And then I'm just going to take that to my paper cutter. I can't talk. Once I get on a camera, I get stupid. All right. Move some of my stuff out of the way. So this, and you guys can make these custom size to your paper. So if you have smaller paper, then you can adjust, your margins just using these same concepts. So there is that cut. And then I am going about here, and then I'll give you this final measurement. So if you guys want to make the exact same size that I do, that you'll have the measurements. So this guy is 5 and about 3/4, 5 3/4 tall. So really, we added a 1/4 of an inch total. So I added an 1/8 of an inch at the top, an 1/8 of an inch at the bottom, and then I think the same thing on the right side. So, and then wide, yeah, it's right at 5 inches, maybe 5 1/4. No, sorry, 5 1/8. So 1/8 will be added to all three sides. All right. Now I'm just going to cut another one of these, and I won't make you watch me. I'll be right back. Okay, I've got both of these cut. And something I did forget to mention, just in case you guys happen to use this same packaging, there is a little flap, like to open it, the box on the back. And so I just covered that with tape. I'm probably going to cover the front and the back with something anyway, but just in case, I didn't want that to be making a hole. So I have the front and the back, and they'll be like this. So there's that. And I've already cut my pages, and they're not perfect. You can tell they're just a tiny bit off, but that's okay. And then they will go in there like that. That's gonna look good. All right, so decide which piece you want for the front and which you want for the back. If it matters to you. If you've got something cute that you've cut these out of, then that may make a difference to you. I'm probably going to cover these up, so doesn't matter to me. All right, so I'm going to punch my holes, and just in case you guys are using the same thing, I'm going to tell you for this size which spots I'm using. So I went down here to this Mambi Classic. No, sorry, it's the Circa Junior, because it was 5 by 5 tall. And so I've got a pink, I've got them alternating pink and gold. So number 6, 18, 31, 43. And then I added one more. There was another 13 down, and that is at 56. So that way, for these guys, we're going to have um, 5 of the holes. Lost that. And what I did and what I suggest is that you guys test it out on a scratch piece of paper and then use that to make sure it's going to line up like you had envisioned. So I like that. It's coming in, you can kind of see through that paper. It's coming in a little ways, it's not right at the edge, and they're spaced out. It looks to me pretty even. So, and then I will just make sure also on my inner pages that that's going to work. And I'm pretty happy with those measurements. So, and I already did a test to make sure that this was going to punch, and it did work with one punch. So let's see. Hang on. All right, let's see what that looks like. Oh, that looks good. Okay. That looks lined up good. Well, there is one. And then I'm going to do one of my sheets of paper. That watercolor paper is pretty thick. That was harder to punch than the... Do I have two? Nope. Okay. So both of those did good, and they line up great. All right, guys, I'm going to punch the rest of the holes, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got all the 6 pages punched, and the front and the cover done. So all there is left to do is put it together. And look, they turned out so good. I'm so happy with the way they punched. It does take some elbow grease, I will tell you that. That 140-pound paper is sturdy. So just get your holes lined up and get your little discs or whatever you've decided to use for your binding and stick them in. You may have to do some at a time. All right, let me get all these in here so that you guys don't have to watch me struggle. And I'll be right back. Okay, there she is. All the discs are in the holes. It's all bound up. Look at that. Isn't it a cutie? And the nice thing about this is that you can remove pages very easily to work on them. Like if you want to paint watercolor and you don't want to mess up your journal, then you can take that out, tape the edges, do your painting, and then when it's dry, it just pops right back in. Super easy. And then you can add more pages and make this thing as full as those rings will take. And if you got some of the bigger size, then they will hold a lot of pages. So you can make this any size you want. And there you go. So make sure you stay tuned for the next video, because that will be us decorating the front and the back, and we'll be doing some cute stuff on the inside. So please make sure that you subscribe to the channel and that notification bell is turned black. If it's not black, you won't get all the videos. You won't get notified. I'm not sure everybody knows that. But I sure appreciate you guys hanging out with me today, and I hope you got some inspiration for a fun little project, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.